Yo, what's up everybody, KingGBL here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a strong team in the Willpower Cup, which got me up from 2867 all the way back up to over 3000 ELO. So if you guys are looking for a team to hit Legend this week, I highly recommend giving this a go. A big shout out to Anton in my Discord. Funny enough, this team is a team that I came out with yesterday, except I was using it in the opposite order. Mandy in the lead with Gardevoir in the back. He was using this team in the order that you're seeing now with Gardevoir lead. He managed to hit Legend, so big shout out to Anton, and I done very well with this team as well. Like I said, starting off at 2867 and making it the whole way back up to over Legend. Fantastic stuff here. In the very first set here, we get a 5-0, and this team just absolutely cooked. What I'm going to do in this video, of course, is just do the normal commentary. But there's a few matches I want to sort of point out a few specific things in, so stay tuned if you want to learn this team. This video right here should be able to help you out. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and drop a like. Let's go for 100 likes on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so. A couple of things I need to mention here. Mandibuzz is an Air Slash. This is basically Dark Fighting and Psychic. Psychic's pretty uncommon, you don't need Snarl, go for Air Slash. Just better fast move pressure into things like the Dark Poison Pokemon, and of course there are a few fighters. You'll see here on the graphic that it says Ice Beam for Claydol. I'm using Rock Tomb, so like if you're like me and don't have any TMs, Rock Tomb will be sufficient enough. Kind of, it does a lot less damage than Ice Beam. So like if you have Ice Beam, and if you can get Ice Beam if you've got a bunch of TMs, I do recommend that. Rock Tomb, it does okay, but basically you need it to be something that's super effective into flyers. Claydol's got a pretty terrible match into Mandibuzz, so at the very least you need to have something that can hit it back. I ended up with the Steel move at one point as well, Heavy Slam I think. It was terrible, it's absolutely pointless. If you get a Rapidash or Gardevoir, they're going to shield anyway. But anyway, the opponent's on Shadow Ball, which is a bit of a surprise. I was expecting a Scorching Sands there. We come back in with Mandy to go for the farm down. The opponent comes into the Rapidash here. I stand to take the move because Gardevoir is pretty glassy. I want to get this damage through. Mega Horn is neutral. I'm going to 1-and-fro, most likely 1-and-fro once more. And then look to, yeah, so since we've got the damage through, I'll basically get the shield and most likely go to Gardevoir. The opponent will have to Mega Horn to take us out. I guess I'm actually just forcing the opponent to throw here, and then looking to go for the sweep with Gardevoir, which I think makes sense as well. Hopefully we can just charm the whole team down at this point. We've got one shield up, we've got Gardevoir, they come into the Claydol, we farm it all the way down, and the opponent concedes the match. They must have had something very weak to Gardevoir. In the next battle here, we get the Mirror. The good thing about this team is you can get through your battles pretty quickly. Gardevoir fast move pressure, Mudslap fast move pressure. Mandibuzz, you know, of course on the bulkier side, but having Gardevoir and Claydol will make your matches very fast. As you can see, this opponent's on this move as well. I try to catch the potential Dark Pulse. The opponent comes into Ape. I can understand why they swapped out there, but I think they shouldn't have, because I can basically get a huge energy lead. I stored a bunch of energy on the Owler thing. I'm expecting this to be an Ice Punch or close combat. They do go for an Ice Punch. I know that this is going to hurt more than any of Mandy's moves. I throw my move immediately, and pretty much because I've got the debuffing move stored, I decide to get out here. I end up catching an Aurelius, which is great, and didn't really mean to catch it, I just wanted to get in here and get this Rock Tomb off. And yeah, this should be basically GG's at this point. Mandy versus Mandy's already a boring enough match, but whenever you debuff them once or twice, it's just GG's. I'm expecting the opponent to full send here, so I do shield that move. I'm going to build up to the next Rock Tomb, and like I said, double debuffed. This is just absolute curtains for the opponent. They do end up letting that through. They probably should just shield that move because it's the hardest hitting move left in the game. We swap out into our own Mandibuzz. All we basically have to do is build up to back-to-back. We get a CMP tie, which we win, so like it's going from bad to worse for the opponent here. They're still trying to fat it out, still trying to win, which is respectable enough, but Trainer, it's over, it's over. Basically having Mandy in this position is curtains for the opponent. We undercharge the ace, it doesn't even knock them out. We farm all the way down, and we're going to hop on into the next one. Fantastic lead. In the next game we have the Gardevoir into Greninja. Fantastic lead for Gardevoir, obviously. We'll see what the opponent comes into. They come into a Dark Poison. Now with the Dark Poisons, one thing I have to tell you is what you should do is not come into the farm down. In this case you sort of can, because it's Greninja, right? And you can basically get off two moves on the Greninja and threaten a knockout. But say for example, if it's a Mandibuzz lead, you just basically throw the move, let the first move go, throw your Scorching Sands. Basically I lost a few matches where I had Mandibuzz lead, and I just basically shielded once, farmed down the Dark Poison, because like, especially if you don't have Ice Beam, you know, Mandy can just take two Ice Beams anyway, so in that case, like, the shield is worth more on the Gardevoir than having the two Ice Beams or whatever. They come into a Metagross, we get off a Dark Pulse on it that nearly one-shots it, and that's good games well played. You don't see Mandibuzz one-shotting too many things. Horrible lead in the next one, we come into the Slapper, they come into Mandy. This is looking very tricky, can we still somehow win this battle? This is looking very RPS in the opponent's favour. We get through the Rock Tomb. As you can see, it does about 30%. Gets the guaranteed debuff. Yeah, I decided to let this go. I don't think there's any world where I can switch, flip switch on this. We go for another Rock Tomb. of course looking to further debuff the opponent. They don't shield, that's perfectly fine, but even at this point, it's kind of like, yeah, this is awkward. When we bring in the Mandy, they made us with a Primate, but this is nowhere near an answer. So I'm seeing that Mandy here is probably the win con, right? The opponent's just kind of, yeah, kind of awkwardly weak to Mandy. They're sort of ABA weak to it. We're going to take the first move. I thought they might go for Rage Fist first. They do end up going for close combat. I'll shield the second one. I was expecting this to be the Rage Fist this time. They do false end the close combat. We're going to farm all the way down. If their Mandy comes in, we're just going to one in for a ride because they could come in with the Slowbro. I think that was a catch right there. And I think I'm perfectly fine with this. We can get rid of this Mandy. It had some energy. We come in with the Claydol and just start absolutely slapping it into oblivion. I get off a Scorching Sands, which is great here. Hoping for the debuff, of course. This is great. We come into Mandy. This is still a little bit awkward. Can Gardevoir just farm this the whole way down? They actually go for Brutal Swing. The opponent definitely should have heard their move. Not the correct move. At this point we just shield, we tap the move. This earliest will get them into hopefully Charm down range. This is going to be pretty sketchy. Come on Gardevoir, farm this all the way down. The opponent just get off a last second move. If it's like a Scald, it'll knock me out, but it is just a Brutal Swing, which is neutral. We farm it all the way down, and Gardevoir is a Slowbro counter confirmed. By the way guys, in today's video, for some reason it sounds very echoey. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Basically my microphone software, Go XLR, it was kind of bugging out today. I was trying to do an update, but it was bugging out and the settings got all messed up. So it might sound a little bit weird, but I should hopefully get a fix for later on. It's really hard for me to get this set up properly. It's such a good microphone and a good setup. But, you know, if I set it too sensitively, it picks up a lot of mouth noises like swallowing and stuff, which I hate hearing in the microphone, in the headphones, right? If I do it too quiet, it sounds very like I'm too far away. Sounds weird. Definitely YouTuber problems. If you're a YouTuber yourself, you probably hate, you know, messing with your mic, because I certainly do. We shield the Greninja here. They go for the Hydro Cannon or the Night Slash, whatever the case is. We farm it all the way down. They come into a Drapion. You're gonna see, like, this is the really good thing about Gardevoir in this comp. By the way, this Pokemon was banned and then unbanned. I don't know why they decided to do that, but we farmed that almost the whole way down. That's insane damage there. Considering this is a poison type, right? The Aqua Tail is abysmal damage and we just get the win there. Gardevoir is insane, and as you can see, this team here with Mandible's lead is so common. Alright, so here's what you're going to see, right? We take the first move, and I made the adjustment because I lost a few of these battles, right? They go for Ice Beam. See, okay. Yeah, so I go for the shield this time. Do I lose this battle here? I hope I lose this battle because I should be losing it if I play it like this. What you want to do there is go for the Scorching Sands. So at a certain point, I realized, like, okay, they're probably going to shield this to try and get swap and get the second move off anyway. So I might as well get the shield back, because as you can see, Mandy gets a huge farm down. I think that's maybe 5 Air Slashes or something like that. They're still on like 40% health. They're still super healthy. They can go for Dark Pulse, Foul Play, Aerialius, whatever they want to go for. We can tank it. They come into Drapion. This is a little bit awkward, right? If you think about this matchup, you would much prefer to have 2 shields in this situation as opposed to like all of that damage on the other thing. Because like we do have our own Mandibuzz, that's something worth keeping in mind. You don't always have to bring the Gardevoir straight in. Gardevoir can basically charm through anything in this cup. There's nothing that fully resists Gardevoir. Charm is neutral into everything, neutral or super effective. Well, I guess except for like Metagross. I guess Metagross is one of the things, unless it's a Steel type. Basically you're fine, right? But anyway, the point I'm making here is that you don't always have to bring your Gardevoir back into the Mandy if it's loaded in energy, because Gardevoir is just so oppressive. Like, here comes Drapion. Yeah, dude, nice Drapion, bro. Nice Drapion. Nice poison type into my fairy, bro. Gardevoir is honestly insane in this cup. It is surprising that they unbanned it. I guess it's just like, I don't know why they done it, to be honest. I'm trying to like rationalize it, but there's no rationalization behind it. In this matchup right here, I decided to do a few charms and then swap out. They go for the Crunch here, which I think turns out to, yeah, once again, they're able to take a shield off me. Pretty annoying stuff here. I end up having to shield the Aqua Tail. They come into the Mandibuzz. So again, what I should be doing in this situation is going straight to Claydol, take the first move no matter what. Any Dark Poison, take the first move, doesn't matter what Dark Poison it is. You can take any move off any Dark Poison, unless they have, I don't know, Blizzard or something, right? But, you know, within reason, you can take the Ice Beam, you can take the Aqua Tail, you can take anything you want. Take the first move, get the shield back off them with the Scorching Sands, and then of course shield the second one, farm all the way down, and at that point, start throwing Ice Beams or Rock Tombs into the Mandy. Claydol's a negative lead for Gardevoir, and what I decide to do here is go for a risky catch, which like almost never works, to be honest with you. Luckily, the opponent's an insta-throwing Andy. They throw the Scorching Sands immediately, they come into their Gardevoir. Because we're in decent health here, we can go for the Dark Pulse. Sometimes if you're ahead by like, let's say 2 or 3 Air Slashes, you can get off double Ace. In this case, we could only get off one move, so you go for the Dark Pulse. We come into Gardevoir. Unfortunately, they do get off a move, but we're only, I think, 1 or 2 charms off a move here ourselves. Back in comes this again. We go for Triple Axle, hopefully trying to get the opponent's shield. and then I think we come into our own Claydol here at this point. They come straight into Galarian Rapidash, pretty cool pick for this cup, I do respect it. I'm going to go for a Rock Tomb, basically to mitigate some of the opponent's damage, if they go for a big Mega Horn or something. I'm expecting the Mega Horn here. It could be high horsepower. It actually is in this case, of course, to try and hit the poisons back a little bit. Definitely respect that. That would look to one-shot basically a Dark Poison. I let this go. I think it's just a Body Slam. We go for a Scorching Sands, which will get the knockout. And basically this is all coming down to fast move pressure at this point. We're going to fast move pressure as much as we can. Please, come on Gardevoir, come on! We get a draw. I think we ended up getting like 4 draws yesterday, like 3 or 4 draws, maybe 3. The amount of draws I was getting was insane. My Gardevoir and Claydol IVs are crap, right? So here's a couple of things to keep in mind. If you have a really high IV, a really good IV Claydol, you can take 2 Aqua Tails from, like, I think Quillfish probably, or Drapion. You just have to check the damage, right? If you're still in the green after the first one, you can just let the second one go. So like all that stuff I'm telling you could be completely irrelevant. With Gardevoir, you'll probably win some more matches than I will if you've got good IVs. I just have really low CPs, like look, 1480 CP on the Gardevoir and 1485 on the Claydol. They're just not very good, so even if you don't have the most amazing IVs, this team can definitely work out for you. I know that's definitely a big challenge for a lot of people. Speaking of IVs and challenges and stuff like that, the 1 to Legend series, it's kind of been parked a little bit. I've been extremely busy for the last like couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Our new baby came home yesterday. Of course, my wife's been pregnant. I've been cleaning up the house, getting everything sorted out, getting the kids moved into another bedroom. There's just been a bunch of stuff going on, of course, on top of my work, on top of, you know, producing some YouTube videos and streaming and all that kind of stuff. It's been super busy. I've not really had a ton of time to play Pokemon Go in general, plus I've been playing Pocket TCG, which has just been so much fun. I really enjoy that game. Hope you guys are enjoying it too, because I do definitely want to make some content on that game. I should be showcasing some Charizard battles in TCG later on. Do let me know if you're interested in that game in the comments down below. So yeah, the 1 to Legend series, you know, I played some battles yesterday on it, and I hit Expert. If you guys remember, in like the last video or the second to last video, I hit Expert with Wigglytuff in that cup. I can't remember the name of the cup anymore. Sorry, it was the Halloween cup. We hit Expert, and I think we're even around like 2800 ELO. What I decided at that point is, I've got a really OP strong team, which I think I ended up getting very close to Legend with, if not Legend, on my main account. A bunch of people in my Discord were absolutely cooking with it. The Wigglytuff Golurk team, it was such an OP team. I sort of felt that it was kind of against the idea of the challenge. It's supposed to be a challenge, right? Just spamming Wigglytuff to Legends doesn't really seem like it fits the kind of challenge that I was going for. So I decided to park it. We hit Expert. I think we got up to 2800 ELO. And Great League came around. I tanked it down to like 2600, man. Open Great League is honestly horrible for me. I'm just not good at it. And honestly, I was just getting algorithmed in the Great League. With that team in that cup, I was able to overcome bad leads so often. Like, just, you know, use the team, use the Drifblim, get to swap off Greninja, and basically win matches that I'm not supposed to win, right? We're basically overcoming the bad hard counters and stuff like that. And then, of course, you're getting some good games. The game will throw you good games, and then it'll throw you bad games from set to set at times, right? Sometimes it'll give you a massive run where you get like a bunch of good leads in a row. And sometimes it'll give you a massive bad run. As soon as I got back to Great League, I just went on a hugely bad run. I ended up dropping down to like 2611, I think. At that point, like, I was just getting super busy, didn't have time to mess around with it. I was barely getting my battles done on my main account, so I was like, I have to park this for a while. I'll just wait till one of these limited metas come back and then think about it again. I hopped back on yesterday. The only Pokemon that I have available for 1 to Legend for this cup are a Non-Shadow Gardevoir at 1465 CP, Malamar, which is absolutely terrible in this cup. I ended up building a Morpeko, and I was running a team of like Gardevoir, Morpeko, and Malamar. I kept getting bad leads, bro. Like, I kept getting leads where I had to stay in, like I was ABA weak to it. And then in the back, I swear to you, for 5 battles in a row, Gardevoir in the back, even more, I think I played like 2 full sets. I probably seen like 8 Gardevoirs in the back. So my Gardevoir basically goes down in the lead. I don't have my Galarian Slowbro build or anything, and then basically I get charmed all the way down in the back. Like, there's nothing I can do to win the games. So 1 to Legend is basically dropped all the way down to 2500 ELO. We have a massive challenge. I can't really play this week, guys. Like, I just don't have Stardust. I don't have the Pokemon available for the cup. If I keep playing, I believe that even no matter how skilled I am, I just don't have the Pokemon available to do well in this cup. So I think I have to put all of my hope and faith into next week and the following week. So if you guys are wondering where the 1 to Legend stuff is, I will be making an update video at some point, but don't expect too much of that over the next week. During the final 2 weeks of the season, where, you know, to be fair, it's really boring for most people, at the very least we can bring that series back and we can have some entertainment for the last couple of weeks, and I'm really confident that with Retro Cup and a whole week of Catch Cup or Great League, we can look to do something. But anyway guys, finishing out these battles here in the video, we still have a good, how many minutes do we have left here? A good 6 or 7. So let's hop on into the rest of these. We do charm everything down in the end, or mud slap everything down. We're back up to 2979. I tanked down quite a lot using Primeape and Annihilape. Those Pokemon are super fun. Unfortunately, not very good in this cup, and that's another thing with the 1 to Legend account. I don't have any fast TMs, so I can't even use Karate Chop Primeape, which is super disappointing. Hopping into this battle here, we do have a Guzzy. I started seeing a ton of Guzzies, and they're just so hard to deal with in the back. Guzzy can do really well into Claydol and Mandy. Mandy is very neutral against basically everything. Like, even against a Gardevoir, you still get off a Dark Pulse and do heavy damage to it. Mandy's a fantastic Pokemon in this cup. I recognized right away that Air Slash just makes a lot more sense. We get off a final Aerial Ace here. This won't knock them out, but it will get them decently low. Unfortunately, they get a Farm down and we get a Charm down. So they don't get off a move and they come into Claydol. Because we have a bit of an energy lead, we can go for Triple Axle, which will do a lot of damage. I come into my own Claydol and we'll see what we can do here. You're gonna see me like swiping my screen around quite a lot here. Scorching Sands gets the debuff here, unfortunately. I go for this move right here. The clock is slightly misaligned, so what I'm hoping to do is basically shield through this and basically look to swap into my Gardevoir. The Air Slashes will be doing less and less damage with every Rock Tomb, so this is a situation where Rock Tomb is better, because ordinarily you would have to basically beat the Scorching Sands versus the Ice Beam. We get that move for him, surprise the opponent lets that go. I come into Gardevoir here to basically clear my debuff. We're going to come back into this. Come on, can we get to the move, please? We get there on 1 HP. Even my terrible IV, Claydol gets there, and yeah, GG's. That was a very, very tricky one. We ended up winning it in the end. In the next battle, we get a pretty negative lead. We get Drapion into our Gardevoir. Gardevoir can like somewhat 2-shield through that thing, which is kind of funny. We swap into Mandy, they bring in the Gallade on Charm. The opponent definitely went into the wrong answer, because you're about to see here quite soon that they do have a Gardevoir in the back. This does not beat Mandy. As much as you wanted to, it just doesn't. And at this point, I end up throwing the wrong move, dude. I thought they were going to come into Gardevoir, because I was like, okay, this is just double Ralts line, right? It's going to be Gardevoir in the back. So I end up throwing the wrong move. We go for the Aerial Ace. I expected them to come in for the Charm down. They farm us the whole way down here. I'll come into Claydol here, take the energy. I'm perfectly fine to do this. This will do, you know, a decent amount of damage, but I'm not too worried about it. In comes the Gardevoir. I get a little chip free with my own thingy here, and that'll allow us to basically win that just about. They come into this. We can just slap it the whole way down. At this point, it's like, yeah, GG's, dude. They did overfarm quite a lot, but I don't think they make it to 2 Aqua Tails. Oh, they actually do get it on new mechanic. This game is so bad. The amount of times that opponents were getting I was getting 1 turn, and the opponents were getting a damage registration error on me was absolutely ridiculous yesterday. Once again, Gardevoir versus Gardevoir. I've never seen a situation where my Gardevoir's lost this matchup. It's always been a simul KO. I do wonder if there's any bulk points or break points or anything that allows you to win that. We don't get a great coin flip in the back. This is basically fine. What I am thinking though, is it's most likely Claydol, right? Because if they have a Charm lead, they do need some sort of an answer to Poison Jabbers, and Claydol is one of the best answers. I'm also thinking it could be Mandy, and if it is Mandy, my Claydol is in pretty big trouble. So I think I eventually decide to swap out and catch a move here. This is going to be a Dragon Claw, which of course is neutral. I decide I need to draw out whatever's in the back. I need to see what's back there. The opponent stays into for both moves, and this could be really huge for me. I shield the second move thinking, okay, maybe it's not what I think it is. It's actually a Drapion. We're going to no-shield the first move. I think they just go straight for the Aqua Tail. They don't even threaten the Crunch. At the very least, the opponent needed to threaten the Crunch. Crunch would have been deadly from that range. The Aqua Tail definitely wasn't. And we're just committing to the farm down at this point. They don't get new mechanic this time, and we're just going to commit to the huge farm down on Guzzy. Good games well played there. So like the only real difficult teams that I had with this, or the only difficulties that I had, was whenever I messed this matchup. So like I said, watch how we do it this time, right? We're going to take the move. I'm going to one and throw and get the shield back off the opponent. If you want to get off 2 moves on me, you're going to have to shield. You're going to have to pay for the second move. We forced the opponent to pay for the second move. This is an adjustment we made, and it worked a lot better, and it was much more consistent into Mandy lead. So that was a bit of a tricky match for a while. Of course, sometimes you just get completely RPS'd in this comp. You get a Claydol or a Poison Jabber in the lead. You bring in your, I don't know, Mandy or your own Claydol. The opponent meets it with a Mandy, or, you know, like, it'll happen. I just find, though, in general, this was very, very good. We end up catching or getting a foul play on the Mandy somehow. Not sure what really happened there. This thing actually does beat Mandy. I think it's bait dependent though, so by shielding an Ice Beam, which they almost always go for, you can basically do very fine here, especially because we're up all of that energy. They go for another Ice Beam here. This is perfectly fine. I'm thinking I'm going to one and throw here, or no, actually I'm going to throw right away. because if I 1 and fro, the opponent will be able to make a move, because like 2 charms will knock this out, so the opponent dies with the move. But if I 1 and fro, the opponent would have got off the move there. We charm this thing almost the whole way down. We end up getting a CMP tag. We're trying to go for another BM here. Doesn't quite pay off, unfortunately, but that's good games well played nonetheless. Okay, once again, we're going to see this adjustment, right? We get straight into this. We're not messing around whatsoever. We're not doing any extra charms to get the extra energy. We're just going straight to Cledol. We take the Aqua Tail, we 1 and fro. If you swap straight away, you can get the 1 and fro. That's just something to keep in mind, right? Try to swap as quickly as you can. We're going to shield the second move and basically farm this the whole way down. So this is how you play this optimally, in my personal opinion, because that way we can still get off potentially 1 or 2 moves on this, right? We might still be in range where we can get off 2 moves. I decided to bank the energy that time. That's a really interesting adjustment that I made as well. I completely forgot to mention that. You don't necessarily have to stand against that, because you have your own Mandy, and if they do have a Gardevoir, look how low we can get it. You see that? We get denied because amazing game. This game's really annoying me sometimes, dude. But anyway, they come back into Mandy. Like 1 extra charm, like do we survive this move? Yeah, like we might have got 1 extra charm on the Mandy, or even 2. Like it's just ridiculous, bro. It really is ridiculous. We go for the Rock Tomb here. This will get the opponent very low, and we just quit the match. This game is so annoying, guys. I'm not gonna lie, but we do get a 4-1. It honestly could have been a 5-0, but you know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We're legend already. We get all the way back up to 30-24. So massive climb. Highly recommend trying this out if you're on a legend push. If this video was in any way helpful, or if you enjoyed it, or if you just want to be nice to me, drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, last but not least, most importantly, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch you all next time.